What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. We got to talk about this, man. This Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups. We heard their name getting caught up. Also, the Gambino crime family, getting caught up in all of this as well. But, we're going to stick to the NBA part of it right now, where first of all, the NBA is going to have to explain why Terry Rozier was allowed to play at all after the initial investigation, where they were saying that he was caught up in this type of stuff. And it was clear footage out there that looked, less than stellar. That looks like, maybe he had been throwing games. Well, it's a question, you can't be allowed back on the floor. Chauncey Billups, a head coach, this is getting crazier and crazier. This looks really bad on the NBA if you got a head coach and people saying that the games is already rigged. And what better way to rig it than bad substitution patterns and things like that? You look at even how maybe Scoot Henderson hasn't developed the way that people thought he would have, and some of the players, it's like, oh, dang. But right now, we're going to talk about Gilbert Arenas and his issue with Rachel Nichols, because some people online are saying, "Oh, Gilbert Arenas snitched. He did this and that. He's bringing other people down with him." And Gil had posted that video when he got out of jail, after he had been arrested, and he had said something about snitching or whatever. And Rachel Nichols reposted it on her page, saying Gilbert Arenas snitching video coming soon or whatever. And so Gilbert is going to respond to that. Let's check out what he had to say.
But here's what's
Oh,
cracking.
no, we got something to discuss. Look, I'm good for all the trolling. That's cool, but Rachel Nichols is foul.
What did Rachel Nichols do, Gil?
She used my video, and she actually wrote that I possibly snitched.
Oh, not Rachel.
Listen, I'm going to troll with the best of them. But to ask that question,
No, she didn't do that.
because then it makes me really want to, first of all, two of them niggas is gambling on NBA. One is throwing poker games and robbing his friends. Ain't got shit to do with me. I'm gonna tell on this nigga.
Wow,
I'm gonna tell on him. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? My case is all a whole bunch of Igors, and Igors, right? And I don't like this. What's going on? I see the word mafia,
Yeah,
but the only faces I see is Negroes.
yeah.
Not Crenshaw Mafia.
NBA. You know what I mean? It's NBA. Like, wait a minute, hold on, man. Like, what's
That's
going on
crazy.
here? Y'all, what y'all going? What the NBA do to y'all?
Brother polite. Brother, that's
I had
our
to
brother
think about it.
knowledge.
It's mafia, but it's just local,
You've been
black.
around brother knowledge.
You've been
Just
around,
local
brother.
black.
Been around brother
The
knowledge.
international crime bosses, blacks. Right. Okay.
You need a face.
They don't got jumpers.
You need a face.
You need a
They don't got jumpers. None of them gave Kobe
Like I'm gonna
60.
look. I watch enough movies to know the last group you want to snitch on is the mafia.
Right.
Yeah.
Adam Silver, you wasn't gonna open those arenas up as polling stations.
Listen. I watch Dateline. They still ain't found people since 1947.
When you seen the face.
I like my YouTubing career.
And we enjoy it as well, Gil. Blessed to be employed by the good folks over at Underdog. Whoop whoop.
Woo woo.
But we have
Kwame
some.
still out?
What?
No, is Kwame still out? Because I swore I told on him plenty of times.
Still,
Like I know, like
still in
what I'm
YouTube
saying
jail.
is like Georgia, like he's in your area. Just pull up. You gonna find something. Just pull up. You gonna find something. You gonna find him, his brother, one of them. Woo.
No, you should have worn a D-Lo shirt today.
D-Lo.
D-Lo.
I should have
Little
worn a D-Lo.
D-Lo,
No, but
yeah.
I don't have a problem with little D-Lo. You got a problem with little D-Lo. You know? I don't.
Well, listen,
That's my buddy.
that's my
My
dog.
guy. That's your
That's
personal
my buddy.
buddy.
My
I don't
buddy.
inherit your beef.
So Rachel Nichols would respond to Gilbert Arenas, and she says, I have absolutely no idea whether Gilbert Arenas is involved in investigation that led to today's FBI arrest, but this from July just resurfaced on my phone. And so she obviously heard people talking about it. And Gil said it, on his podcast that he would snitch, if he got in a bind. Now, we know Gilbert will do that for content, too. We know he'll do that for content. He knew that that was going to be a narrative that social media was pushing. So I think, he embraced that and used that kind of as content. Is he going to snitch or not? That stuff will all come out. It'll work its way out. But I don't think this has anything to do with Gilbert Arenas. I think that was something totally different. When you're talking about who's involved, I think they were talking about some Israeli guy involved with Gills, but with this, they said Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. It's a separate thing, but it's a related case as far as it being like a ring. Now, people might say, why, if you get an NBA money, why would you be gambling 200K here and there and things like that? For some people, it's an adrenaline rush that you get when you do it. They just like to gamble. Some people have taken loans or done deals behind the scenes with certain people that you just can't back away from. If you want the people that you love close to you and yourself to remain safe. Some of these people, who knows, right? I'm just giving different scenarios, but people, but I used to see things like this back in scouting. You will take money from someone who's connected to someone that funded the money when you needed it, and you kind of just end with them. They get a little dirt on you, and they kind of want to puppeteer you in your career. um some people just plain stupid as well. Some people have no reason to do it, but some people give you that loan, but it's not a loan you should take because it lasts for the duration of your life. Because when they do it, they want to get some dirt on you that could end your career, and then you just kind of playing and keeping them close to you because you never know when you may have to return that favor. And I think, when you start talking about these crime families, I think pressure was put on some people to do certain things. Some people got involved with the wrong people and just couldn't shake free. Um, but also you got just some idiots too, like those guys who was doing the medication fraud with the NBA, a while back. That was ridiculous because I knew somebody that played in the league that was upset about it because they was like, man, the league gonna make it hard. You're gonna have to prove more and more now because these idiots done went and was doing fraud for people that really needed it, right? Some people really need this stuff. There's some people that played in the NBA's got amputations, all type of stuff. They need this, and you got people like that doing that. So but yeah, back to this gambling thing. We're gonna see what comes out with Chauncey Billups, man. I just couldn't believe, a coach. I remember advocating for Chauncey getting that job. Like, I was one of the people who was like, yeah, man, I hope he get that job in Portland. Another black coach in the NBA, a former player, that seems to love the game. But now the NBA is gonna have to clean all of this up now, because now you're gonna have to assume you're gonna have to do a clean sweep of whoever's been involved in this stuff that you can possibly trace back, because people are gonna have it in the back of their minds now that it still has to be infiltrated. I think you're almost at the point now where you just gonna have to clean everybody up. You got to do something really big. Because people gonna believe it still exists. You know what I'm saying? People gonna believe it still exists. Anytime somebody make a mistake, they're gonna be accused of gambling with the mafia and throwing the games and stuff like that. So yeah, the NBA is gonna have to, it's gonna have to get a clean 20, 30 man, whether it's officials, coaches, anybody that is involved, people, and I don't want to just keep it on the floor. We know it's coming from up top somewhere. Who knows? Some owners, some GMs, just whoever might be involved, bring them all to the front. Bring everybody to the front of the class so they can be made an example out of and move forward. But you're going to need something like that at this point because it look real dirty out there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.